Welcome back everybody to Need for Speed Heat. Last time we left off, we started the game and got the basics of the story down, of what's going on in the city. So we kind of know there's corrupt cops in the city, posing as good police officers trying to stop street racing. Let's be honest, we know street racing is a big no-no. We shouldn't be doing it. But corrupt cops is also a thing you should not be doing either. It's not a good thing either. Um, so basically, I've actually played this personally on my own. I made a separate file and played this game on my own. A friend of mine over to watch me play through it. He was actually quite interested in the story. But, I wanted to give him a rundown on the talking to about it. Like, in-depth talk, about the lore. But now I'm here with you personally, you guys, and I'm actually going to play through and make some better decisions than I did in my playthrough. So, one step I'm going to be doing, I'm actually going to take these day-night things seriously because they're really good payout and rep payouts, even though it's just like nitty-gritty. They're going to pay off later on. When 2-day events, stay above 120 miles an hour and drive in an oncoming track for 15 seconds, which is really easy to do. Also my ride, that's showcase wise, let me get rid of these guys. Hold up, toggle my garage. There we go. Let's first get some performance down. Do we have anything ready to go? No, it doesn't seem we do. The only thing we can do is get our rep up to level 11 and get some Pro Plus stuff. I'd rather get Pro Plus. As for this guy, we need to... Actually, realistically, we need to get to level 15 to get some good stuff going. So, let's do our best out there on the... I've also sharpened my driving skills a little bit more in the practice or in my personal game through, so... this is gonna be a Friday upload, and I'm gonna do my best to actually edit the scenes and clips.
Out your wheels. That tells me you're serious about this.
Wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
You know, if you want to get in the league, you're not getting there alone.
From what I hear, neither are you.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I'm thinking we can help each other. Form a crew. Unless you got any better offers on the table.
Plenty, actually.
Bullshit. Come on. What do you say?
I say you're on.
All right. Okay, if we're gonna climb the ladder to the league, we gotta get ourselves a race against another crew. Remember Kenny?
That redneck from my first night here?
His crew, the Speed Boys, are ripe for taking down. I'll pull whatever strings I can, but you gotta make yourself worth racing. Earn an invitation. Then we can make our mark.
Alrighty. Oh,
Dex.
that's what. Oh, Dex is calling.
I've set up one of those practice races if you're interested.
Sure, send me the details.
I'll do that right now, and hope to see you downtown.
Later.
Alright. You know, there's another thing I also did have ignored throughout this the playthrough of this game. I did have ignored some of the driving stories. Let's take care of these first. Let's go actually talk, because they do give you spare parts. They're not the best, but at my level right now, I could use them to just weasel by and just then purchase better parts later. So it's just that since I know how to grind the game pretty easily, I didn't need to do none of that. So let's do it the right way, or let's do it the way the game intended. I don't have the best turns, but that's how I drift. Oh, those cars are stuck. It's funny to see that. Thinking about it actually. Let's actually show sliders, music, master mode. Let's lower the volume down a little bit and let's lower their speed just a tiny bit. See. Okay, there we go. That should be enough. Oh. I forgot. I should probably also lower the effects. Just like about there. Maybe.
Yo, just checking in. How's the car?
It beats walking.
Look, I know it's not a world beater, but it's something to build on.
It's good. Seriously. Thanks for cutting me a deal.
Well, maintenance is part of the package. If you have any engine trouble, hear any odd noises, I'll take care of it.
Thanks.
You know where I'll be. Peace.
Okay, actually think about it. Maybe their audio could be actually a little louder. Speech. I just rather be the more recognized voice over the game. That's what I'm going to try to figure out in this audio as well. I'm also trying to, again, with every playthrough, I'm trying to, each game is different with their audio, so I'm going to try to figure out. Also got a new mic stand, so it's much more positioned in a very specific way. So my audio volume has gone from like peaking yellow to like peaking green and then dipping into red at times because of how suddenly loud I can get like that one. Let's start with this one. I'm barely at the level to do this race. Yeah, see, because I back up sometimes like this, all the way over here, my voice gets a little monotone, but then I get like
Good to
close.
see you again. I'll show you the way to the track. Follow me. Go left here. No Lucas this time, huh? Ah, figures.
So,
Right
Dex,
up ahead. We grew up on these roads. Me and Lucas are the same age, though obviously the years have been harder on his Cuban ass. Next left. This track where we're going, that's where we learned to race back in the day. I think it's some kind of water treatment plant. Place used to stink like a swamp, and that's what made it perfect. The air was nasty, but the roads were clear. One time, Lucas nearly drifted into an open tank of sewage. But don't worry, they put a roof on that since.
oh my god, an open tank of sewage. Yeah, no, these little intermediate stories talk a little bit more in depth
Let's
with
go
characters. They talk about Luca, talk about Anna.
Now I run these practice sessions for out-of-towners, so y'all don't embarrass yourselves at the showdown. If you impress, maybe I'll give you a little something to get your car up to showdown standards.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that's gonna be at least 3 races with Dex. So it's this one and then the next 2, which ain't too bad. They're like immediately back to back. It's gonna be actually right up here. They're not too terrible. They do pay out money too, so it's not too much of a waste of time.
Throw it right. Here we are. Let's see what you got.
Alrighty, it's time to race. I kind of want to, in this game through, want to use the full pound tanks. There's multiple pound tanks, and then there's 1 mega pound tank. I think I want to start using the mega pound tank. It's kind of funny to use those. It makes it with the power. Alright. Come on, little Mustang, you can do it! We'll customize our car later on. Maybe this episode, if I can grind enough. Maybe grind off camera and showcase the car off this Friday.
Follow my lead, or come and take it.
Son of a bitch. Hey! Alright, I'm doing pretty well.
Not my best start.
Hey, I got the drifting down. Drifting's easier at low speeds. 4 laps? Oh man. You know, the history of Need for Speed. I'm actually kind of upset that this fun
Catch you
fact.
soon enough.
The fun fact: the studio that made this game actually shut down a few months after this game was released. And what's funny is that this game, Need for Speed, has a notorious history of like some game like having so many bad games versus how many good games have come out.
Looking
And-
strong there.
And like it's hard to continuously make good games of the same company. I understand that because like certain album tracks and certain like legality rights are hard to obtain half the time because of that. That's why like things like Underground
Got some
2
serious pace.
Underground 2 ever having a remake's pretty impossible because certain studios that made that, not the studio itself, but certain studios that cooperated with Underground 2 are no longer existent. Even like musicians and record playlists
I
aren't
love
there
a good
anymore.
fight.
So like it will be so hard to get like rights for them because it's like there's not really who to ask. Like you never, like if they were to do that without permission, who knows who would come out and be like, hey, you know, I'm the rights holder, you can't do that
Gotta
kind of
warn
stuff.
ya, I don't like losing.
Well, you're kind of in last, Dex. No, you're kind of in fourth, actually, bro. Anyways, and so speaking of which, like I said, this game's studio shut down. It was like, bro, wait, I was able to overlap him. Let's go. We overlapped the last guy in
Whoa.
place.
Has Lucas been teaching you? He used to pull moves like that when we was kids. You can definitely come back again.
Oh, 10K, that's not bad. Anyway. Yeah, it's like, I think I mentioned before, I think an episode or two ago, where I wasn't a big fan of Need for Speed Unbound. Any conversation? No. Okay. I have mentioned before my my dislike for Unbound. And it's when 2 days drive one common traffic for 15 seconds, stay above 120 miles an hour. I'll do that one. I mostly just didn't like the game more because as much as the art style was unique, don't get me wrong, I just did not like it. In fact, this is a racing. I know the whole shtick was to, you know, a new fresh style to the game and whatever, right? But it's like I just did not like the cel-shaded graffiti art style that they try to impose. I disliked it. Oh, let's see. Let's not fuck this up. What? Aha, I got it. Okay, now I just gotta go win an event. Is Dex done? Yeah, he is. So let's actually take a drive and go unlock some of the lock the garages around these places because I certainly would need them. So let's go up there. I said before, I don't like Unbound for quite a multitude of reasons. They're not gigantic reasons. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not. People do say that the Unbound hasn't.
Why aren't you out there racing?
How do you... Maybe I am.
You sound way too chill.
I'm just taking a break.
Shut up. What you come to this town for, the weather? Get out there. Always be racing.
How are you and Lucas even related?
I know, right? I got Papi's gift for speed. Luca got his soccer wrenches.
I'm sure he's pretty quick at fitting an air filter.
Yeah, he can do it in his sleep, which is good because it's so boring. Don't let him slow you down now.
I won't.
Good. Now race. Go.
Anyways, a lot of people do say that like the game is overhated, and it's like it might be overhated. It has been a lot more somewhat more dedicated game than Heat was, and I think it was mostly because the fact that the studio was shutting down and they were just kind of slowing their pace with treating this game. which is kind of sad. But I just, like I said, I did not like their art style, and I did not like their their cell shaded stuff. I don't know. Well, how, like, I'm not a guy that's super realism needed for realism in my games, but like trying to make, I don't think they succeeded very well in mixing those two properties. Like, it wasn't terrible, but nor was it good at all. I did not like it at all. The racing mechanic was kind of weird. It felt stiff to me. It actually genuinely felt stiff to me. Like, this game, I feel like they did the driving handling in this game was perfect. I genuinely think Unbound's driving handling was very, very stiff to me. I might push myself to play that game again just to feel if it is stiffness at all. But yeah, I didn't like it at all. It was bad. On top of that, the drifting was also bad. I didn't like the drifting at all. I just could not bring myself. I drifted the best I could, but yeah, I didn't like it. I just always fucked up on the drifting part of it. Like, I would never get the timing down correctly. Alright, we got that garage unlocked. What's next? Let's go down to there. Alright. The AI was genuinely a little better, but it was ugly. The game's AI was so fucking ugly because they actually made the game to kind of counter your skill in the sense of, where am I going? Where am I going? Hold up. I went the wrong way? Question mark? Hello? Okay. Like I was saying, what happens with the AI on the racing part of it is where, let's say let's say you have a really good performance car, right? And in your past game, that's where the freaking turn is. Let's say let's say in past games like this one, you were able to successfully surpass and overlap cars, right? Well, in that game, they would make it to where the AI would re-engage itself and be a lot more competitive AI the second you pass them. So even though you're a skillful player, they would just suddenly go from easy mode to hard mode, just like that. And that was always so annoying to deal with, because it's like you could be in the lead, and next thing you know, these fuckers are like neck and neck with you, and you could fuck up once, and then like they'll dilate their skill and let you try to surpass them again until you start speeding up again, and next thing you know, the second you try to catch up to them, they start getting faster and faster and faster, like twice their speed. And it's like, bro, what the fuck, man? That was so annoying. I hated that. It's like, if I'm good at the game, you're gonna let me overlap you, and they're gonna be very far behind. It was so hard to ever do that, like get them to be very behind. I just did not like the racing in that game either. There were a few things in that game that were okay. For one, the customization was amazing. It was pretty okay. I think it might have been it was a little better than this game, given the fact that, let's put it for instance, this game, you could put fonts in this game, text of your car. I could put my name on the car, but you could not change the font. And in Unbound, you could. They let you change the font, which was utterly amazing. I like that, because I could put my name in cursive, and I like putting my name in cursive on my car, especially Fergie, right? And so, well then, let's see, the next part we want to go to, let's go to Edgewood Valley. Next part about that game was the map. I just did not like that. It was very freeway heavy. Like, there's so many twists and turns. So, like, let's say you're trying to escape from the cops, right? And you're trying to get to the garage, and it's like you have to learn the freeways very precisely early game, so you won't fuck up later game. Because the second you take a wrong fucking lane, you're already off the freeway, and you're going somewhere else when you're trying to get back to the base. It was so disorienting at times. I did not mean to hold there. I hated it. The the cop AI was a bit overwhelming at times. I mean, they were much smarter than here. Let me give you that. I will say that they were much smarter than this game. Their AI was much more meaner. But then again, I'm generally okay with this game's AI. Mostly because I know how to abuse it, so I know how to make it work for me. There's the garage up there. Alright. What else is next? We got 4 more garages to unlock, is that correct? We got 4 more. So let's go down over there. Alright. On top of that, so the thing would be, I lost my train of thought real quick. Oh yeah, the AI. It was, like I said, much better than this game by a land mile. On top of that, though, the story, oh man, I feel like during the story, the writing, whoever the writers were, they were not paid enough. They definitely use like Chat GPT, like, well, Chat GPT wasn't out at the time, but I'm like, it's comparable to Chat GPT. They used AI to make the story for that game, and it was ridiculously bad. It's laughably bad. That's how bad it was. It's laughable. It's so cringe. It's kind of like one of those what, not stereotype, it is what's the word? I guess I will say stereotype, but it's definitely not stereotype. I'm trying to use the word for it. It is cliche. I think cliche is the word. Satire, there we go. I'm sorry, it is satire. The fucking it is very satire. I hated the fucking story of the game because, like, okay, so basically I'm gonna try to sum it up. Basically, the story of Unbound, it is basically the same situation as in this city. The cops are doing their best to work on stopping the street racers, and that's what they're doing. But there's no corrupt cops trying to steal cars and whatever. It's mainly the fact that you're actually, it is a story based on the underground racing scene, and so basically you have a partner just like Anna. But the difference here is that your friend backstabbed you in the game. She took off, right? And I don't know, I don't remember who the male figure is, because, okay, you know, of course Luca here is the male figure, right? But I forgot who the dude is compared to her, like brother or dad or something like that. He was also quote unquote a racing legend back in his day, just like Luca was or whatever, and his father before him. And eventually what happens is that he was pushing so hard for her to get off the street and be safe, right? Go to college, do whatever. But she refused, just like Anna. And what ended up happening was she got frustrated because I think the main character, you, took the male side, the dad or brother, whoever he is, and she got mad. And so one day, apparently, she teamed up with that crew that she was getting warned about not to join, and they hijacked all of his good quality made cars from his own garage. And the next day you show up, nothing is left but one crappy car you could choose from, right? And it was pretty bad. In fact, the dude went into a depression for a while, never showed up at the shop. And for a while, you took the reins on actually running the mechanic shop for a while and doing your own. That's where we do our own races to earn money and stuff. And yeah, it was. Oh man, the story was pretty cliche, but it was pretty good. I can't lie. Let's go over to that one. It was, yeah, that's cliche. I won't say it's cliche. Satire, bad. It's still bad. But the thing I will say was absolutely hilarious about the entirety of that game was the AI, the NPC talks. Holy crap! The politicians were so brain dead. Hold up, I'm gonna post on screen for a few seconds as I drive. One of my favorite fucking scenes. It's the mayor, talking about what are like the 3 enemies of like the city are, right? So here it is. Here's the clip right now. Okay, yeah, it should be done by now. But no, I found a hilarious women. The three biggest enemies. Yada yada. I think he said giant spiders and women. The way he says women though is like such a derogatory term. Oh, it was so funny. No, but yeah, the commentary in that game was absolutely hilarious. It's so bad. That's what I mean by it's so laughably bad. But then eventually you make your name for yourself in the city, right? And she noticed that you're being pretty impressive, right? She even warns you like stay out of her way, stay out of the league's way. They'll be out to get you if you don't back off, right? And you're like you basically just don't back down. You're like, no, I don't think so. And so you keep pushing. Where's the fucking door? Oh, back here. Ah, ha, ha. It's back here. Let me go back on the road. There we go. What's the next one? Ooh, let's make our way all the way up there. Anyways. So, yes. For a while, you start making a name for yourself. You get noticed. I sort of don't remember most of the story of the game, but the gist of it is that she backstabs you. You make your name for yourself. Eventually, later on, she comes to realize that she is that crew is a bad crew, and she's kind of stuck in there. She kind of needs help, and the only way she could get real help is if I beat the league, the underground crew, in the race, and show off that I'm the better racer, and I'm not even in your crew. And so we did that, and at the end we make friends again. That's basically it, and that's how short the story was. On top of the fact that I disliked how the game runs on the story. In fact, I should have started off with the game forces you to play the story mode rather than like me right now. I'm just driving to the garages to open them up at the beginning of the game. The game forces you to do everything in day-night cycles immediately. You can't see, like, I can't go back to the garage and grind my rep, right? I go back to the garage after my day cycle, go night cycle, and like once it's done, right? Once my night's done and my day cycle starts again, and go to immediately in the night. So basically, what I'm saying is rushing day-night cycles. You cannot do that in day game. The day-night cycles are linked to the story. So there's 4 weeks. You got a month, right, to basically make a perfect car. In fact, you can't make just a perfect car. You got to make 4 good cars of every tier. And for every tier, it's basically A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and then S tier. You got to make 4 cars. Because each race is basically coordinated with that level of car. Which is so stupid. Sometimes there's like not genuinely enough money in that, like, so you were literally forced to do really dangerous heat level races to get good money going. And sometimes, and again, like I said, the AI in that game is better, and it's like, oh damn, it's way harder. If you get caught, you lose the money that you've collected. So it's like, it's such a sad thing. It sucked. Like I said, for the 4 weeks, so basically week 1 was to make, I kind of see it as like each week is to coordinately make that level car, A tier, A tier, whatever. And then from there, it's like, damn, it just sucked. Unlike this game, like I said, you can manipulate the day-night cycles and race, collect money, grind rep, for however long you want. And it's not such a big deal. It was such a big deal. Like, and in fact, that game has not aged well in the past 5 years. It did very poorly. Ow. I thought I could make it. I'm not fast enough. I got the sign though. Yeah, no, it sucked. Right now on Steam, it had new events available. Cool. On Steam, it's rated as a 61% rating. This game, Need for Speed Heat, is still rated at an 82 or 5%, 85% rating. That is still crazy high for a game that came out 8 years ago with the studio shut down. That's crazy. This game aged like in the aspect of like comparing the Need for Speed games to liquor, alcohol. I wouldn't say this game aged like fine wine. It aged like good wine. It's really good wine. I would maybe damn near say fine wine, even though I said no. But comparing to the other games in the past, some of them has aged like milk. Now the real game that has aged like a fine wine was Underground 2. Underground 2 was genuinely the most amazing fucking game that has ever existed out there. Well, like I said before, Underground 2 and Heat are generally the best games out there. Carbon, I think, was really, really way up there, but I think I personally would put it beneath Underground 2. And keep in mind, I played every game, and but truly, I think I kind of jumped from Underground 2 to Heat, like that. Like I said, I know there's been games that came out from Underground 2 to now, but like I've played Underground 2 more actively many times than I have this game. This game is actually, in fact, this is technically the third playthrough I'm doing, because I've already played the game personally again the second I bought this game, and here I am playing it a technical third time for y'all. So, that's what I'm gonna do for now, you guys. I'm going to actually, I still need to do that one mission. So, starting the next episode, I will start off with racing that event. So I will actually be at the event when the video starts. So anyways, as always, I hope you like my rant, driving around, just opening garages, and I will see you all next time. Take care, and bye-bye.